So one of the common questions that I got is concerning my pegboard, and that's why I thought it would be a good idea to make a video. You can see it in the background. I went ahead and I transformed all my little workspace. In the beginning, I didn't know where to get my pegboard supplies, so that's also why I wanted to make a video, because I know other crafters out there or small businesses can get the benefit from it. So in this video, I'm going to be going over the details. I'm going to show you close-ups and provide a little bit more details. So first of all, just like anybody else would, the first thing that I did when I was looking for a pegboard is that I searched online. So I looked on Amazon, I checked other web pages. I couldn't tell you from the top of my head because this was already some months ago. Did also stumble upon the Dollar Tree, and I saw that they had supplies. I think I found it on TikTok because, you know, they're always posting like random videos. That's where I got the information that, okay, Dollar Tree is selling pegboards and they also have some accessories for it. They have like some little shelves, they have the little silver hooks that I'll also be showing later on. And so I decided to go to the Dollar Tree. I checked my store because, you know, they're always rotating items, and they did have them in stock. Now they had two different styles of the pegboard sizes. One of them is the panel that looks like this. It's a lot more rectangular. And then I also have the square one. So the square ones would basically look like these two together. So that had two different sizes. But now the idea that I had to think about was, which ones do I need? Or do I need to accommodate using some of this particular size and some of this one? At the end of it, I ended up using both just because my store was out of stock of the square ones. I was using the square ones at first, but when they ran out, then I had to resort back to the rectangular ones. So you're just gonna have to check your store, see what is available, but I did get mine from the Dollar Tree, and of course it can be more affordable than shopping online. The section that I found these on was next to the clipboards, the binders, like the school section, so definitely check around there, and hopefully they do have them in stock for you. Another thing about these particular pegboards is that you can get it in a black color or you can get it in a white color. Those are the two different options that I saw. I had gotten some white ones, but then when I ran out, I did have to paint my black ones, so I sanded them down. That way they could get the nice color, because this is like a rough texture and it could easily rub off. So I did sand it down a little bit, and then I spray painted it. I'll try to insert a picture of the spray paint that I used. And I'm also going to show you a little detail about what products you can put on here or what I would recommend. Now we're moving over here to the pegboard. So for the most part, a lot of my products have easy clip-ons. Like these keychains, I have these mini pouches over here, so it's an easy press down clip. And this is really important because that means that I can easily attach it onto the little hooks. Because remember, the hooks, they get scooped in there. So whatever products you have hanging on here, you would want it to be easy to retrieve. So like when I go to markets, these I have to display differently because these have a key ring. And with the key ring, it's a lot more difficult to try to get the product because you would have to unhook the item in order to get it out of the little hook right here. So I just really wanted to point that out because it's really going to make a difference in your products. So if I'm displaying these at markets with the little press down clip, that's really convenient. But again, these products, I have to display them differently. To use a regular screw, I have to let it stick out a little bit, and that way I can put the key rings on it and just take it on and off. So really important to consider is what kind of products do you have and how would you use your pegboard. And right now I could also show you how many panels I use. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 square panels, because that's what I got at the time being, because I only had a little bit of keychains. But then I did have to expand, so that's where I added the rectangular ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if you do happen to get different sizes, you'll see that there's a little bit of a difference right here at the bottom. So depending on how you arrange them, how you lay them out, that can also be a factor that you might want to consider. Now personally, I would not go for that, but that's why I ended up using. And then these ones that are black over here, I have 3 and 3. I do need to paint these because I want them to match. Maybe not doing white. Maybe I'll paint the whole thing like a green, a sage green. I think it would be really nice, but that would be for the future, and I could also make a video for that. Oh, and really quick, to put your products, all you have to do is put a screw on each corner. So the top left and right, and then the bottom left and right. So just 4 screws for every little square that you have. So it's really simple. You don't have to struggle with it. And you would interlock all the little pieces. I'll show you that with this piece. Okay, back over here. So in order to lock the pieces, they have these little edges right here, and then the little grooves on this side. So you would just have to align them, and then they kind of just like, they don't necessarily lock in place, but it helps to fill in the gap instead of just trying to like figure out where it would go. It has the little, you know, grooves to guide you. And yeah, so very easy. You just put your screws at the top and it's very easy to hold. They do have some extra features in the back if you happen to go with the hooks that they offer to put it onto your wall, but I recommend just doing a simple screw. I think it's much easier to put on and to take off, and you can actually see what you're doing, whereas in the back you won't really have that visual. So just my recommendation. And you know how I was pointing out that I was afraid the hooks would not fit? Well, guess what? I recently had a PR package from a company and they had me measure out my pegboard because they offer products for different pegboards, right? And so I was thinking about it, like, am I going to be able to do this collaboration? Because remember, depending on your pegboard size, it could affect what you can add onto it, like the type of hooks, any extra accessories. So I'm going to show you something that worked out for me. So when I sent the measurements over to the company, they did have me measure the size of my pegboard from the top to the bottom. So I sent that over to them, and good enough, because I was able to add this product right here. This was part of a PR package. It's my sticker roll holder. It works so great. All I have to do is open it up right here. I can restock. And look, you have a lot of space to add a lot more products. So this has been super helpful. And then the second product that they sent me is this scissor holder. As a crafter, you might know that there's scissors for different uses. So this has been super handy, very easy to retrieve. And again, because of the pegboard, I was able to add these accessories, because they were only offering for the Kia pegboard and then like a 1-inch pegboard. So of course I got the 1-inch and everything worked out perfect. Stepping back a little bit, this is what my pegboard area looks like. Again, I know it's not matching in color, but I definitely want to get that fixed. I might just redo the whole color, but this is my little craft space for now. Super happy with it. So that's it for right now. I didn't want to make the video too long because it's pretty self-explanatory and I already provided the company that I use. So I just gave you some little behind the scenes. I show you what my space looks like, some of the things that I, you know, changed or altered. So I really hope that you were able to gain some information. And of course, if you've been looking for a pegboard, that this, you know, has inspired you to look at such a resource. And yeah, so that's it for today's video. I hope that you are subscribed to the channel, because I do plan to post a lot more videos. So thank you so much for being here, and